Hello, my makeup loving friends. How's it going? Welcome back. It's been another week, so we have a week's worth of new makeup releases to talk about. With me, I have the fantastic, amazing, wonderful Tia. In case you're wondering, I am a bit sick. That's why my voice sounds a bit weird. And because Tia is wonderful, she was like, "Oh, in solidarity, I will also not do makeup," but she still looks annoyingly beautiful. So,
Yeah.
fuck you. But yeah. We're going to get into some really quick general announcements. One thing I found really interesting that I was tagged in was that Superdrug are launching the UK's first high street pharmacy skin advice and treatment service. So they're going to be like looking at dealing with people with acne and eczema and stuff, which I thought was really nice, of like dispelling a lot of the issues around that. So well done them. What this last year has been celebrities coming out with stuff. Ellen DeGeneres is coming out with her own skincare line, and it's called Kind Science.
What?
Which there's so much.
Is this like some kind of Halloween prank she's pulling?
But like, she's not known to be very kind.
Also, she's not known to wear makeup or anything like that. So, does she even do skincare? Like,
I don't think so.
I've never saw her talk about those kinds of things. So, I'm like, what?
Yeah, well, her talk show is over, so she has to get in the money somehow. The CEO and founder of Hank and Henry Beauty, Henry Vasquez, is doing original and custom paintings, and they are going to be on sale. And he says that painting was a passion of mine that I stopped for over 16 years because of a tragedy in my youth. I found that passion again, and it has brought me profound joy that I cannot express in words. I am beyond excited to share this new chapter of my life with you, as well as donating a portion of our proceeds to our The World is Better With You in It initiative. Thank you for all the support and encouragement of my art. I am forever yours. And apparently, you know, there's money going towards charities on mental health, depression, and suicide prevention. Now, I'm all for any sort of initiative that looks towards putting much needed funds towards mental health. However, the backstory, if you aren't aware, is this particular individual was on Instagram one night, and I don't know if it was that they were drunk or they were on something. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. But they did tell somebody to go and KILLL themselves.
Yeah, and he's done it like before. I think I've heard something that it's not just one-time thing. Like he lashes out when people are like questioning him, or like his family things or something. I've heard. So it's a bit like I don't know. I'm like, good that you're doing good, but it's kind of like maybe don't tell people to do that.
I mean, it feels a bit weird that we're even having to say that. It's such a problematic thing. I'm here as a psychologist and kind of going, oh my God, I can't believe that somebody's using their they've even said that to somebody.
Yeah.
It's so damaging. I do appreciate that they're sort of doing reparations, but there hasn't really been any very clear apology. And I think that's really what's needed, and some accountability. And I would also think I would personally be concerned for him and his overall well-being, because I don't think anyone who goes onto social media in that state and says those things is well. So
yeah.
I would like to see him maybe taking care of himself or getting some sort of help as is necessary. So I thought it was an interesting one. And then very quickly, I had a little experience today where I had ordered the Blend Bunny palette, and unfortunately one of the shades arrived smashed. Now, I have done a previous video where I've talked about poor customer service, so I want to talk about today and the rather excellent customer service. I contacted the owner of Ben Bunny on Instagram, and they were so helpful. I actually looked for feedback on how they thought it could be improved, how they could enhance their shipping. They were really helpful, and they were like, no, we totally get it. You totally want something. If you've paid for it, you want it in good condition. We are going to send something out to you again, and even sent a picture of it like repackaged. They have sent it out already again.
That's amazing.
So I was very impressed. But yes, you're going to notice a lot of jump cuts in this video because I am sneezing and being super gross. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that as a brand, because I think we can get really negative about, oh, this brand is doing this badly, or
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, here's a little indie brand, and look at how good they are.
I feel like it's usually the more smaller brands that are like really investing on their customer service, because they know how, like, when you have a big company, like one person saying or a couple persons saying, it's not gonna stop people from coming there. But like with indie brands, I feel like they know how much a consumer can actually do for a brand. Like, if you have a good customer service, it's gonna like end up that person's gonna end up like buying again and again and again.
And this gives me so much confidence as well to recommend the brand, to say, do you know what?
Yeah.
I do feel like if you buy something from here, you're gonna have a positive experience. Because I was even Missy, who recommended the brand to me, and she was like, no, she'll sort it out, and she was right. So I love kind of coming across brands like that and having those experiences. So
I think bigger brands needs to take a lesson from the smaller brands, even though you have a big brand. But like, we've heard so many things about, Beauty Bay, Be Perfect, these kinds of brands, that people are again and again saying that they're not treated like they should be. So it's like little things comes up to a bigger thing.
Yeah, and if smaller brands can do it, it shows it's not a resource issue.
Yeah.
So that means that I have lots of people to thank for tagging me in content this week. You know the drill. If you don't tag me, then we don't have an episode. So a big thank you to Brianna, Ali, Gillian, Emily, Misha, Chrissy, Daniela, Shalina, Eve, Katie, Sophie, Tony, Amina, Jade W, Beth, Sue, Franca, Susie, Amy, Paula, Brogan, Tia, Jade S, Missy, Cheryl, Cecily, Pidonia, Hannah M, Gina, Ro, Kat, Kim, Tina, Jade S, Amy Louise, Shanna, Missa, Manuela A, Jasmine, Inez, Heather, Vicky, Alexis, Matty, Rhea, Manuela T, and Louise. I hugely appreciate it. And as always, a massive thank you to my Patreons, who are fairly all right.
They're amazing.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. So, believe it or not, we do have a theme this week. It is celebration, but I'm not well. Physically not well. And Tia's very kind, and she does normally show me up anyways, but she was like, look, I'm not gonna like show you up again on your channel when you're not feeling well. But she has.
I give you this. I'll give you today.
But I am actually.
But next week it's on again.
But I am actually just annoyed that you've turned up, by the way, with no makeup and are still like glorious. It's really upsetting. So, anyways, a few of my Patreons have done a celebration looks, because that was the theme. And they're all very good. But you know what? We've loads of things to chat about. And last week we were speculating about Beauty Bay and what was coming from them for their holiday. Well, no, we were talking about Jade, the Jade collection.
Yeah.
The holiday collection snuck in under the radar. But this is what we're talking about now. It's the age of opulence. Now, it just shows how quickly the makeup community moves, because that's available. I've even reviewed it on my channel. But what's weird is they've come out with this palette, the 3 pigments, and they said that there are 3 lipsticks coming soon. But there's no hint of them. Yeah, I'm like, just come out with them all at the same time.
Yeah. Why the rush? Why rush it if it's, not ready?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've tried this on my channel. I thought it was pretty good. I don't think it's quite as good as other palettes of theirs. I think there's a few shades, like some of the purples, some of the blues, that are a bit, I struggled with. And I'm a lazy bee, so I like something that, like, I'm not going to be sitting there blending for hours. I do not have the time. I do not have the patience. I'm not even a busy woman. I just want to do other things, right? It was a good palette, for the price. I think there's the shade Revival makes me want to cry. It's this beautiful blue, and I think that is stunning. I'm interested in the lipsticks when they come out, because I have
them. They look nice. The packaging looks nice. Um, I'm not gonna get this one. I feel like it's way too close to like Book of Magic and Sunset Horizons. Like I feel like with those two, I have these shades already. But it's beautiful. Like it's stunning. It's just I'm like I kind of want to like complete my collection, but on the other hand, I'm like I already have these. Like come on.
I love the conflict there of like I want to complete, but also this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like I've seen people doing really stunning looks with it. It's like those tones are really pretty. I hate the package, like the cover of the packaging. Like the cardboard box was so pretty.
Yeah.
And then the package was like, what?
Yeah. I was like looking at the outside cardboard box and I was like, oh, that's nice. And then like looked at the, and I was like, hey, what is it? I mean, I have it here. And I don't see how that's related to like 19.
Yeah.
Like
that kind of reminds me of some like the Mitchell collab palette, like, but it's like I don't know, it just doesn't fit the theme in my opinion. Like it would have been so much prettier.
Like I'm looking at that because actually that's directly in front of me, the Mitchell Beauty Bay palette, and God forgive me, but the packaging on that was ugly. It was ugly. I will say though, a lot of you guys were very receptive to this. You know, you were all like running.
Yeah, these palettes are so popular because they've been the cult hit. Like they have the Wilderness, which is actually back in stock, and the Book of Magic. Those two were like so hyped up, and people were like dying to get them. So I kind of like that this is similar to the Book of Magic in that because people missed the Book of Magic last year. So now that they can have like a similar feel. So I think that's not...
like Beauty Bay definitely bank on the FOMO.
Yeah.
Like that's essentially their raison d'etre at this point. That's like almost like their marketing plan of like, we're going to make something limited edition, have everyone panic and try and get it.
Yeah. Like see how long the Wilderness is in stock, because I know a lot of people are like, I need it.
Yeah. As always, I have links down in the description box. Some of them are affiliate links. If you want to use them, there you go. But when I put it to you guys, it was pretty overwhelming. 77% of you said that you loved it.
Really, like a lot of people. I feel like it's one of the highest ones we've had.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. And then last week we had kind of been speculating on the collaboration with Jade, and I was saying it looked like it was going to be a big palette, about 30 pans. I wasn't far wrong because it's 35 pans and it's going to be €35. Now they've shown it. It's a funny one because I came from the point of view of like I really wanted to love it. I wanted to get really excited about it, and then I saw this. Our lovely girl Anna said, well, I think what happened at the boardroom was, what colours do you want in this Jade? Yes, because it just does feel a bit like unedited. Like I like the lower half of the palette.
It doesn't excite me. I feel like because it's such a big palette, like that color story could have been so nice, but just a little bit smaller. I feel like because there's so many light shades, people are like, huh? It might look way prettier in real life when you see it, but it's not. I'm not gonna get it. I don't think. Like it's pretty, but it's just like it's 35 euro. Like is it 35 euros?
35,
yeah, it's about 30 pounds, and I think it's a bit expensive.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I looked at all of my Beauty Bay palettes, because I think I have not all of them, but a good chunk of them, I think I'd have duplicate shades from a lot of these, and that's the problem of a brand that's coming out with lots of palettes. Inevitably, you'll get to a point where it's like, if I take this shade from this palette and this palette and this palette, I can make this palette.
Yeah.
So I want
it's pretty, but I don't think it's for me.
Yeah, I'm the same. I put it to you guys, and 30% of you said that you loved it, which was really interesting because last week the kind of stats were kind of saying everyone was like, oh, I'm so excited about this. Yeah. And then the reveal kind of went, ugh. But because I like science, I also put the question to you guys of like, Do you want me to buy it? Do you want me to review it? Because I'm also an idiot. If you don't know, I am not very bright. And I put it both on my YouTube community and I put it onto Instagram. And on Instagram, it did say, like, yes, buy and review. And I got the same response on YouTube community. So I balked under pressure and I probably will.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what you do it with. Like, I feel like it's a good palette to review, though.
It's for the channel.
Yeah, for your channel, but it's like it's not the palette that I'm most excited of these new launches of like that have launched in such a short time. It's not bad, but it's just not the one that excites me the most.
Yeah, I agree. And then the next thing we have, it's a new month. It's October, which, you know, I'm very excited about because in a few weeks,
3 weeks.
Yes.
Exactly 3 weeks.
Exactly 3 weeks. Tia is coming, Lucy is coming, Daniela, Franca, Missa. It's very exciting. So with the advent of a new month, of course, BH are like, here's our gemstone palette. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now, I had kind of said ages ago that I was like, there are going to be some gems that are going to be really hard to figure out how to do. And this is definitely one of them. This was the opal. Now, when I look at the color story of this, do I like it? No, I don't like the color story. However, when I look at this color story, do I think opal? Yeah, I do. Like, it looks opal. I don't know what I do with it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, well, I feel like this is a companion palette. You can't look at it as like standalone. It's just not that for me or those people who like depth in their looks. But it is a nice standalone one. Is it for me? No. But I know PH like do fairly good now. Like I feel like their palettes are fairly rated these days. I feel like go for it if you're like looking for it. Like I have the pastels palette from Beauty Bay, so I don't need it. And the shimmers, well, I mean like the bit or the 7, like the Daydreamer looks so nice.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that is a glitter shade.
Yeah.
I wish there wasn't so many, like they all look a bit shimmery on the swatches. And I'm like, are they? Because some of them look like matte. So I'm a bit confused, which is it?
Yeah, I agree, because like there's some of those shades that it almost looks like they're matte in the pan, and then you see them swatched, and you're like, wait, what is this?
Yeah.
I will say, I think the packaging on the palette itself looks really nice. You know, they went with that sort of holographic sort of thing.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones, like I've given out to BH before, like say for instance with their ruby palette, where I was like, where the fuck is the ruby?
Yeah.
You know? But I look at this and I can't give out to them on this because I wouldn't know what to do with this. I wouldn't know how to make an opal palette. And I think they've kind of done all that you could do with that as a theme.
Yeah.
You know, would I get it? No. It's $9 though. So like, you know, I'm not going to get angry with them over it. I have other things to get angry about in my life, and this isn't one of them. I did get some interesting messages, though, of like people just being like, I hate this so much, and why do my eyes burn? Which I was like, I love that I've surrounded myself with very dramatic people. Like, that's really, that's...
My eyes burn.
My eyes burn.
Hideous.
Which is not what you want to hear when you're talking about eyeshadows, you know?
Yeah.
When I did put it to you guys, 18% of you said they loved it. There are some people, I think, like Tia was saying, it is an accompanying palette that you just kind of go, okay, I'm going to take the glitter from here, I'm going to take the shimmer from here, and I'm going to pair it with this. But it's not for us because we have 5,000 palettes. What is for me, in my opinion, are BH's Poison Shock collections, right?
Yeah.
They have 6 9 pan eyeshadow palettes. Quite a few of them are already on Beauty Bay. Again, I'm going to link everything down below. Shop it. It's my affiliate link. Hooray! You'll stop me from living under a bridge. Do you enjoy my husky voice today? Anyways, if you know me, you will probably know that I am looking at absinthe with saliva in my mouth, kind of going num 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 num. Also, the blue one, Sub-Zero, and the purple one. Do you know what? I don't think there's any of them I would necessarily kick out of the bed except for the orange one. Although even the orange one, I think I would use that as blush.
I feel like the is that Venom? Yeah, the Venom one.
Yeah.
The cool toned one.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a bit like, it's really light. Like if you look at the swatches, there's like, I don't know. I don't like that, but I do
agree.
like the purple, the green, and the blue. I feel like those are my favorite ones.
Yeah, I agree. I
They
think
look
that then
really nice.
they needed to put in some dark shades in there. Like there's no slate gray.
Yeah, I feel
That
like
should
with
be
a
in there.
black or like a really, really dark gray, it would have been, and like not so many like light shimmers. Like switch some of it out. It looks like there's like 5 like white shades. Some of them shimmery, some of them matte. So I'm like,
I will say, I think across all of the palettes, maybe I'm being weird, but I don't think there's quite enough depth. Like even with the green, the darkest green, I feel could go deeper.
Yeah.
You know, which
I
sounds
feel
wrong.
like these are a bit like maybe it is just on the computer when I'm looking at when they might look more saturated in real life, but it's there a bit like I wish a little bit more deepness in them.
Like when I'm looking at Absinthe and I'm looking at the swatches, there's only one very deep color in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I feel like it's in every single one. There's like one really deep and then like light and like light mid tones.
Like what I will say, because if you're like me, you're probably like, I want. No, breathe. If you have their Sweet Shop palettes, because if you're like me, you probably do. You don't need this. I mean, I got a lot of messages of like, ColourPop, is that you? Which is like, yeah, because we talked last week about how ColourPop were basically being like, we invented monochromatic palettes. And like, come up with a new thing. I like this. I think like it's $15. It's not expensive. However, it's like 80% of the way there. Like if
I feel like they could have like a little bit more tweaked it.
Yeah, I agree. Like if there were some like much more darker shades in there, I think I would be all for it.
I will say I might change my mind after I see swatches and people actually. So might be a different story then.
Like don't take me at my word because I am fickle.
Yeah.
I do buy my feelings. I mean, I haven't bought it yet because I am waiting for like other things to arrive because I'm an idiot. So there you go. But when I put it to you guys, it was pretty like 50-50. 54% of you said love. Okay, so then the next thing we have is Lunar Beauty. We talked last week about how Manny said something is coming out and it was coming out the next day, so we had no idea. And I was saying at the time, I think it might be like another one of those Moonspell palette type things. I was not wrong. I feel very pleased with myself. It's not quite the colour story that I would have thought he'd have gone for.
I absolutely love it.
I may have bought it.
As you should. I feel like this is the like maybe the nicest and most cohesive color story he has done. Like, don't get me wrong, the like other palettes, like I actually like a lot of his palettes. Yeah. Like I don't like the first one. I feel like was the palettes after Strawberry Dream.
Yeah,
I feel like those are like everything.
Yeah, it was really like he started to hit a stride with Strawberry Dream. And then he was coming out with that, the Book of Spells, the first one, then the Lunar Eclipse. Like
this would pair amazing with I think all of his like palettes with like Strawberry Dream after Strawberry Dream. I feel like this would pair amazing with every single one. I don't have anything negative to say. I'm such a Lunar Beauty hype girl, but I just love everything they do. I feel like they're such a like fresh, like kind of like influencer brand. I feel like I like that it's not so much about Manny, my face there. Like, you know, it's not like bringing himself over and over. And with the name also, it's not like Manny MUA Beauty. And I feel like you can like see that he's really passionate about this and he has like a theme for his brand because everything is really like this like ethereal space and moon and you know kind of like that themed. So I'm just so happy with it and I think I will pick this up at some point.
Well, I mean, I obviously I bought it because I'm an idiot.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
So,
see how I feel when I'm in Ireland. I have
I mean,
so many palettes to try when I'm there.
Part of my justification, honestly, for buying it was Tia loves Lunar Beauty. She is coming over. I'll need to have stuff for her to play with, even though you have hundreds of palettes.
I feel like you can milk that. You can milk that for like 3 weeks and a little bit afterwards still and be like, oh, it might still arrive in time.
You never know.
Even though she left already.
And just hop on a plane to Finland and be like, I need to show you this. Yeah. I mean, we both really like it. Now, when I put it to you guys, it was very much a 50-50 because it was 51% love it, 49% said not for me, which I get because not everyone likes those sort of warm tones or, you know, it just isn't for them, which is totally fair. But
I feel like people are just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Come on. We can't believe this score.
No, let us talk about true craziness with the next thing, which is Too-Faced. Right, Too-Faced have been drip feeding us holiday stuff, which I'm like, by the way, no, I don't like to go near holiday stuff until December. I am old-fashioned, that's how I am. I really revel in Halloween, it's my thing, and I don't like things getting in the way of that. And this is what they've done. This is a travesty, I believe is the correct way of saying this. This is their Christmas Coffee mini eyeshadow palette. It's $27, it's limited edition, and none of the colours make sense together.
I hate it so much. Like, how many Christmas stuff do they need to come out? They've come so much stuff, and everything is so bad. Like, do people actually buy these things? Like, I'm so confused. I hate it so much. Even the packaging isn't that cute. Like, sometimes I feel like Too-Faced has a cute packaging. Like, they're kind of there with the packaging, but then it's just. I feel like they doesn't know what they're doing anymore. It's just randomly putting colors in and hope it works. And it never does.
Yeah. Well, it's usually like neutral and a little pop of purple or pink.
Yeah.
That's their go-to.
Oh,
you know?
There you have it. Neutral with a pop of green this time and a pink.
They're like, look, we're diversifying. And I'm like, oh, for God's sake.
It's Christmas, so it must be green.
And I love green. And I'm just like sitting here like, how dare you besmirch my green? How dare you? I mean, I don't want to say traditionally bought like a lot of Too-Faced Christmas stuff, but I've bought quite a few of their things in the past. Like their holiday lipstick, like liquid lipsticks, I think are actually really good.
Those are nice. Like people like.
And like when I was getting into makeup in the beginning, I would have gotten a lot of their eyeshadow palettes. But now I'm like, there's so much better out there that is comparable in price, if not cheaper, that is better. I think Too-Faced are falling into the same trap as Urban Decay, which is they keep doing the same old thing and not innovating, and they're not changing their formula, and they are stuck back in like 2010. So
I feel like they're gonna I don't know. People like some of their products. I was gonna say they're gonna drop off soon.
No, they have enough stuff that is still good. Like their face products are very good.
Yeah.
I think they just need to get rid of all of their eye product stuff, like all of their eyeshadows. Just nix that. But the rest is actually pretty good. When I put it to you guys, 9% of you said yes and 91% said no way. And I wish I could offer you a palette cleanser, but that was like essentially the dam breaking in the Too-Faced holiday collection, because then they just went bleh, here's all of the other stuff. So there's more of those awful eyeshadows. And like I will say there's like a 4-pan blush type thing, which I don't hate, but I won't buy.
Yeah, it looks kind of, that's the only thing. And the lippy thing looks kind of nice, but there's so much trash in here.
Oh God, yeah.
I do like the sets that is like already existing good products, and just like you can buy those as like stocking fillers or something like that.
Like
but
they have like a little set there which includes like the hangover primer and like some of the balms and stuff, which I'm like, I think that's pretty smart.
Yeah. And what's that bronzer though?
Oh God, like that is a travesty, isn't it?
And is it just like one shade for every?
I have no idea.
Like, come on now. You're so hot.
I'm like, this is where I get so confused with Too-Faced, because I'm like, you're giving us I Heart Revolution makeup, but at a massive markup. So what are you giving us? There are definite, I think, hits in this in terms of like them bundling things and like the liquid lipsticks.
Yeah.
And then there are massive fails. I mean, those eyeshadow palettes. What in the neutral?
Horrific.
But I will say, like, obviously we love colour. Like that's our thing. But Too Faced are obviously doing okay. And I think it's because most makeup users do use a lot of like neutral makeup. So this is probably something that somebody gets once a year and kind of goes, great.
I feel like Too Faced is bigger in the States, in USA, than they are actually in like Europe and UK. I feel like in there, people buy these things. They have to, because I feel like they couldn't come out with such a like large amount of stuff if people wouldn't buy these.
The thing is, though, I definitely know people who would buy this, like that aren't as like into makeup, that they wear makeup on a regular basis, but they're not like, oh my god, I want to get the perfect cut crease. They're like, no, I want to whack a bit of brown on my eyes. So I think that's where Too Faced are kind of doing okay. That they're like, okay, here's the everyday makeup consumer. We're not looking for MUAs or people who are like expressing themselves creatively. That's not their niche, which is fine. Like, you know, not everyone can do that. You know, there has to be a market for the other stuff, but
that blush palette, though.
I like
that. Stunning now that I look at the swatches.
Yeah, I've included the pictures and swatches because I did think that was worth looking at. Like, if that sold by itself, I probably would get that.
Yeah.
If I'm honest. Don't come for me. Don't hate me. I like that. The rest of it, bar like the liquid lipsticks, no, not so much. And again, oh my god, you guys really went for it. 7% of you said I love it. So that meant 93% said meh. If you guys don't know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It has become something that is quite dear to our hearts here because one of our very own ladies, I'm not going to say who it is because I want to respect her privacy, but somebody we care about very deeply is affected by this. So I got tagged in this an awful lot and I thought, oh, well, this is important to share. And this is Makeup Eraser, and they're coming out with this makeup eraser kind of cloth for breast cancer awareness. They said that 10% of proceeds will go to Team Edith to help support the fight against breast cancer. So it is $20, so that means that only $2 is going towards Team Edith. On the one hand, I'm like, okay, brilliant, you're spreading awareness. This is actually really, really important. And I think we need to like break a lot of stigma around this and really have people, you know, monitor themselves and check themselves regularly. For the love of God, everyone, please fill yourselves up in the shower. That's a good time. Check with the palm of your hands, not with your fingers. Check with the palm of your hands. So like on that, I'm like, okay, that's good. But I think with a big brand like that, they could give a lot more than $2.
I mean, they're doing something. I'm like, good for that. But I feel like they could have maybe upped it a bit. Like
they're obviously still making a big profit on this.
Yeah.
And there's something about profiting off an illness that kind of makes me kind of go,
Yeah, but on the other hand, this is going for like a good cost. I feel like if it would have been like maybe like 50%, would go to the Team Edith, it would have been so nice, and they could have done such a like good thing there. So I don't know. We do have to like keep in mind that the company doesn't keep the whole 20. You know, there's all like taxes and everything that goes into it. So we don't know what's the like profit there.
I can't imagine any company that isn't still profiting.
Yeah, I feel like they're still definitely doing profit with this, but I'm like saying we have to like keep in mind that not the whole 20 is the company's gonna keep, and I hope that they're still doing like with the whole $20, like the whole $20, that there's from that the 10% goes and not from what they make.
Yeah, I agree. Like I hope it is that it's 10% of $20 and not 10% of $16, which might be the profit. Yeah, I agree. When I put it to you guys, then 27% of you said that you love it. I mean, it's kind of cute. It is nice that they're raising awareness, so I'm not against that. Then we have HipDot again. I think HipDot is like a once a month type thing now.
Yeah.
Like this
I was so confused when I saw this. I was like, who's this?
Yeah. Like, I mean, we don't know what HipDot actually are. They don't have their own entity outside of the collaboration. But this is their Addams Family collaboration. And there's an 8-pan eyeshadow palette and there's some lipsticks, essentially. And it all comes together in this sort of a little case, which I had a lot of people messaging me kind of saying, oh my God, this reminds me of the old Kat Von D type thing. And I'm like, yes, looks very much like the packaging of the Saints and Sinners palette.
Yeah.
I can totally see that.
That's why I kind of first was like, is this KVD? Yeah. Then I was like, no, it can't be because they don't do this exciting things anymore. Like, not that this is super exciting, but it's like, it's what I would have imagined, like the old days of KVD coming out, and not these days. Yeah,
I agree. The palette is $24 and the lipstick trio is $24. And apparently, if you want to get the collector's box, which includes the pigment palette, lipstick trio, and an enamel pin, all in the lined box, that's $58. So
not bad.
Yeah. A 10 out of 10 for presentation. I think the packaging, the marketing on this is really well done. The lipsticks, I kind of love.
I love them. I love like and the package and everything. Yeah. Look at those little like bossing on the lipsticks. I feel like it's so nice. And the palette even. It's not that bad. Like, maybe I would have need that brown in there. I feel like if you would have switched that brown into like maybe like a darker, like a slate gray, like or like a medium.
Oh no, I'd love a blood red shimmer.
Oh yeah, that could have been also nice. But I feel like the palette is actually, it kind of reminds me of something, and I can't put my finger in.
It reminds me a little bit of the Makeup Revolution palette.
Oh, is it the black is the new?
Yeah.
Black. Oh, yeah, because theirs is the red also. I love that palette.
Yeah.
I don't have it, but I like the color story.
Yeah.
I feel like from HipDot, because we've seen so much like stuff that is kind of like, I don't know. But I actually like this. I feel like this is a good one.
I agree. Like I think this makes a lot of sense with the Addams Family. And Morticia and Gomez are couple goals. I don't care what anyone says. I love them. So if they had done them wrong, I'd have been very, very annoyed. I think the whole aesthetic of this makes an awful lot of sense. Like, just down to the packaging, I think it's really nice. This was definitely one of those ones that seemed to split people, because it was a 48% love, 52% said that it wasn't for them. So it's another week because we're talking about Colourpop, because they just can't go without doing something. And this is their Play It Jewel eyeshadow palette. So it's a 30-pan eyeshadow palette, but they're also coming out apparently with a party-proof eye primer in 3 different shades: translucent, caramel, and deep. I mean,
it's just like this palette, the same color story of the like palette that was the one that just came out, the big one, a little bit more like dull town. It's just they do this color story these days, like in every palette. Like, come on, I hate it. I actually hate it.
I am so bored with this. I actually think it's even a less interesting version of the It's a Mood palette.
Yeah, that one.
This is like it's turned down the vibrancy. It's very muted. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. This is, Colourpop will do this to us, that they're like, here's something really amazing, and then here's something absolute shite. I think the eye primer is potentially interesting, particularly for people in the States, but for us,
I don't get it. In translucent, caramel, and deep. So the one shade is like clear.
Yeah.
Then there's like caramel shade and deep shade. I'm a bit confused.
I think it might be like, how Laura Mercier has like a translucent setting powder and it's white.
Yeah. But why don't you just say then white? I don't know. I hate those clear primers. I don't like them at all.
Yeah. I like to have something with a colored base.
Yeah, me too.
Really
There's so much veining in my eyelids because I'm translucent in skin. So every vein like in my face, you can see it. So I need like something to cover it up.
Yeah, I'm the same. Look, this is not where it needs to go. Other than maybe in the bin. I don't like this.
Yeah.
And a lot of you seem to agree with us. 26% said love it. Be Perfect have collaborated with Ellie Kelly for the Born Ready collection. So there's an eyeshadow palette, there's lip glosses, there's lashes, there's some pigments. Yeah, it's all essentially available now. How do I say this nicely? Loathe that palette. I really hate it. Here's some browns and then a random pop of like a beautiful mustard yellow. Like I love that yellow, and then all of the rest of it, I'm like, no.
I feel like it's not I won't say it's a bad palette, because I feel like this makes sense if you do like maybe like client work and do a lot of like neutral looks, or if you just like neutral eyeshadow. I feel like there's a really good shades in that, but this is not for me. Not for me in the slightest. Like same, I like the yellowy mustardy shade there, but the rest is like a snooze fest to me.
Yeah. Even the pigments are interesting.
Yeah. I feel like this is just, it's not for us. It's not for us. It's not targeted for us. It's targeted for those people who like those like neutral glam looks and those kinds of things. So it's just hit for not a hit. I mean, miss for us.
Yeah. I mean, it just. I kind of feel bad because like anytime I see a collaboration, I know that there's somebody behind it who has worked really, really hard, and you want to see them doing well. I don't like it. You know, there's nothing there that I'm like, maybe the lashes, but that's because I'm a lash hoe.
Yeah.
Lashes. When I put it to you guys, 9% of you said that you loved it. Similar sort of vibes. With this next palette, this is almost like the Essence version's answer to this, in my opinion. This is the Coffee to Glow collection, but it all has like a coffee scent. There's an under eye energy treatment, a healthy glow face scrub. There is a scented highlighter brush. So the highlighter brush smells like coffee, which I find very weird.
So weird.
Yeah, then a coffee lip scrub, highlighter beans, body and mind wake up mist, and of course an eyeshadow palette. And the eyeshadow palette, if you look closely at it, it has the COVID shade.
Oh yeah, bubbles. It's like, and all those like marbly shades that Huda does. I don't know. It's like, I guess it's fine.
Huda have a lot to answer for with that bloody palette and that awful shade.
Those highlighter beans, I'm like, they're so gimmicky. The brush looks nice, but I don't know how I feel about it smelling like coffee. Scented. I love a coffee smell, but I don't know. Do I want to smell it when I'm doing my face every time? The lip scrub sounds nice. I might even try that. Body and mind wake up mist. I'm confused.
Yeah. I'm like, is that like a primer or something?
The under eye treatment actually sounds nice. But I don't know. Like with Essence, I usually like buy some things that they have when I see them in shops, but with their releases, when I see it like this doesn't excite me.
Yeah, I agree. And my biggest question is around the highlighter brush, and obviously it's scented. When I wash it, is it still going to be scented?
Yeah, like how does that work?
Science. It's a weird one. 28% of you love it though. This one is quite an odd one. This is Kylie Cosmetics, and this is their Halloween collection, and it's all on A Nightmare on Elm Street. So there's a lip lacquer trio, there's some lashes, there's a lip and cheek jelly stain, and of course there's an eyeshadow palette. Now, when I saw this,
this Nightmare on Elm?
Well, Freddie obviously, you know, he had the red, well, it was red and green, but I guess I can kind of see
the palette is not the absolute worst. I feel like we've seen this already from Kylie and from other brands. It's nothing new. I don't know. This just underwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, I did find it funny that in the promo pictures, it's just her like this leotard, just been like, yeah. And obviously the leotard is meant to like mimic Freddie's burns, which you're like, okay, that's a bit weird. I think when I look at this, I don't think Halloween and I don't think Nightmare on Elm Street. I think Christmas.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it.
I feel like this looks like previous things we've seen from her.
Yeah.
That eyeshadow palette. I feel like we've seen things like that from her before.
Yeah.
So she's staying true to her aesthetic. It's just not for me. You know?
I'm not at the moment. Like Kylie is my favorite person. Like, have you heard about the swimwear, the bikini thing that she launched?
What happened?
She launched like a swimwear company thing where she sells like $80 bathing suits and bikinis, and they're like totally see-through, and they're like horrible quality, and like you have this much space for your flaps there. Like it's like I've seen it all over TikTok, and I'm like, and they actually cost like $80, and they're like AliExpress quality.
Well, how do you think she became a billionaire?
Yeah,
it's through selling on stuff at like.
But it's just so. It's just so wrong. I
think the lipstick colors look okay. The palette is all right. I do like the packaging of the palette in that like it's a VHS tape. I think that's But look, it's not for me. Like, it just isn't. If you are interested, I know that Boots do now stock Kylie Cosmetics, so it probably will come soon enough. When I put it to you guys, 22% of you said that you loved it. Laminatrix Cosmetics then have given us a look at their holidays palette. So it's the Silent Night palette. So it's 8 shades, there's a matte shimmers, and there's apparently a multi-chrome in there. Apparently Baubles is a purple, green, blue, pink, gold multi-chrome shimmer. Which I'm like, excuse me. $47.
This is beautiful. I like it, but let me point something out. Isn't it just like this, but a smaller version? Yeah. We have the dark green, the dark blue, the dark red, even the like, well, not exactly the same, but it's like cool tones. We have the like bluey shimmer, it's kind of like this, but more that like a smaller version.
Yeah, it's a more like.
I don't hate it though. I like it. Like obviously, this is like my baby.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. I've also had people likening this to the Give Me Glow Christmas palette, which I can see. Like I can see elements of that. I think it's cute.
Oh yeah, this is kind of giving me like a Give Me Glow vibes for some reason.
Yeah, it's a safe enough palette. Like it's not like out there, but I think it's still interesting enough to be relevant. Now, am I going to pay $47 for it? No.
And also, like, I feel like this isn't, for me, this wouldn't be like a standalone palette. It just doesn't have blending shades.
Yeah.
And I would need to pair it with something else. But I feel it's pretty. I like the colors. And I feel like it is like, it's a good palette.
Yeah.
But it's not something I will pick out because it's so similar to the Nebula one, and I already have it.
The moral of the story is the two of us both have a lot of makeup, so we really kind of don't need to buy any more, but we will convince ourselves for certain things, but this just isn't. When I put it to you guys, 47% of you said that you thought it was cute. Then we have Kratos Beauty, and they're collaborating with Stephen Paul Judd to release their Matriarch collection. Now, you might have seen my video during the week, which was all about Indigenous content creators to look at. If you haven't, fair enough, just have a little look at the links. You don't have to watch it, just click on some of the links. And one of the brands I talked about was Kratos Beauty, and they put a lot of their money back into the community, which I think is quite cool. So they have an eyeshadow palette, it's 30 shades. They have 3 face palettes. Let's be real, I'm looking at that blush one of the orange and the red, and that looks nice. They have 5 lipsticks, 2 styles of lashes, a black eyeliner / lash glue, and there's an LED hand mirror. So
I like the LED hand mirror, and I feel like the eyeshadow palette it's a nice enough like color story. I feel like it has some neutrals, it has some color. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's versatile. I think it's very, very nice.
Probably won't pick up anything, but because I think it's this from US.
Yeah, it is. It's an indigenous.
Yeah, so that's like it's a little bit harder for me to get, but I don't like hate anything.
Yeah, I think it's a well curated collection. Like I like the look of it.
Yeah.
I like that.
The only thing maybe I don't like that I would have rather have like 3 palettes that had a highlighter, a contour, and a blush that suits light, medium, dark, than to have 3 palettes like blush, contour, highlight when you have to buy every palette and then you can't use every shade.
Yeah,
that's the like only thing I'm not so.
I agree, but this is something that we say almost like every week, of like, please don't do this.
Yeah.
Please don't do this. I agree. So I do like it as a collection. I love the look of the lipsticks. They look so cute.
Yeah, we know you love them because they're red. I'm
actually looking at the like deep purple one. I really like the look of that one. I think that looks really interesting.
Yeah.
When I put it to you guys then, 51% of you said love it. And the very last thing that we're going to talk about just kind of got announced in the last few hours. So bear with us. This is Pastel Roses and their Trick or Treat collection. It's a new eyeshadow palette. It's 12 pans. They have 1 duochrome shadow in it, 3 shimmer shadows, 8 matte shadows. But that is coming out October 9th, 6 p.m. British Standard Time. I think it looks really nice. I mean,
yeah. I feel like I don't know with the palette.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like it, but then
is it that right? And I think I know what's throwing you. Is it the right hand side, the blue, the yellow, and the orange? Because that's throwing me. Because if it had been an 8-pan palette of just the first 2 columns and the black, I would have been very happy and would have loved it even more.
Yeah, I feel like the blue, the yellow, and the orange. I'm like,
where did they come from?
Yeah, they don't like. I would have liked it more without those.
Yeah.
I feel like also when I look at it, I'm like, what can I do with this?
Yeah.
It's not, again, it's not, for me, it wouldn't be a standalone palette. It just wouldn't, because it's kind of weird. Like, I don't know if I could make any look out of that.
I mean, I could see some things with the green and the purple and the black and like a nice kind of shimmer.
Yeah, but I'm not, there's something like, I feel like that it's the primary color, like blue, yellow, and then orange, and they're like, because it's, other hand, it's like so muted and nice and like nice colors, and then you have those really like, I like Pastel Roses. I love their pigments, and I love their like pressed eyeshadows. So I feel like this is like a good palette. I feel like this is gonna do well.
Yeah.
I just wished that the 3 colors or something else, like maybe like a darker, really dark, like a warm purple, and then like a greeny, like a lighter, like minty greeny color there. And maybe the blue could have even been there, but with the tone slightly like muted and not so like.
But I'm wondering if this is partly the photos, because there's pictures of swatches, and what is that blue tone in that picture called Silent? If you look at the swatches,
it's look like a purple there.
Yeah, which then makes me like it more. So I like it. I like it.
I don't know. I like the shimmers. They look nice, and I like the other side of it. But then it's just like, I feel like maybe it is just the yellow and the orange. They just throw me off.
Yeah.
With this.
But it's funny because they're such Halloween shades. So
yeah.
I understand why they put them in.
But I feel like they should have gone the route, even the whole like a Halloween themed, or then the whole like grungy, like those muted, like colorful tones.
I agree.
Because actually, like that side with the mischief, Salem, mystery, those colors, like and with the black, if you like look at the swatches, it reminds me so much of Meet Me in the Underworld.
Yeah.
Color story.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's just like I feel like it's a little bit all over the place, but
yeah, it's like
a nice palette. Like I feel like it's gonna do well. So, and I think it's their first eyeshadow.
I think so too. Yeah, I'm interested in it.
Yeah, I feel like the selling point is the shimmers in there.
Yeah, and look, we know, like I have a lot of Pastel Roses stuff. They're quality. You're not going to have any problem with them. You're going to enjoy them. It's a proven entity. So, yeah, I like it. I am intrigued. 67% said treat. So, a lot of you do seem to like it. So, there you go. That's it. That's the whole thing of stuff that I was tagged in this week. You know the drill. Thank you very, very much for it. I do have a comment of the week, which did make me LOL. I hate myself for saying that, but there you go. This is from Draconian Brianna, and it was, Tia, it is too big, immediately after. Tia again. That is not what she said. Well then, we know Tia's preferences. Same collection, Teresa. Sex toys! Pardon me while I die laughing. And like you might have noticed that with releases and rants, I do tend to call them like the one with whatever. I almost called it the one with the sex toys. Then I was like, oh no, I think it would get demonetized. So I was like, maybe not. Maybe not. I'll like, not that I make a massive amount on these videos. It's like €6, so I'm raking in the money, you know. But you know the general drill. Do like, comment, and subscribe. Find Tia. She does lives on her channel every Friday. Sometimes I miss them because I'm busy doing things. Like usually it's just like, hello boyfriend, look at my face. But she's annoyingly talented, and you do actually learn stuff off her. She's brilliant, and she has a Patreon. You know the drill. All of the stuff is down in the description box. Do please click on the notification bell, because then you'll know of more of the things that's happening here. Do please share, because sharing is caring, unless of course it's an STD or like whatever illness it is that I have right now. I feel it'll go soon, but it might take me with it. I don't know. It's very dramatic. I'll be fine. But do please share, because sharing is caring. You know, all that sort of thing, and wrap it up. You know, cough into a tissue. The general, just don't be gross. You know, that sort of thing. But that's it. That's the end of the video, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.